What's up, Matt from Urchfab. Today I'm going to be making a little battery box for the bike. This is going to be what's going to run the bike, and I'm not actually going to make a box. I want to make like just kind of a cage so that this will be sort of exposed with just a little bracket, and this is going to sit in there, sort of raised up off of that about there. So what I want is just like that'll be the base of the battery, and then just like 4 tabs which will get folded in to hold each side. This side will get welded to the frame, and then just a little bolt down bracket with some sort of something that's going to pinch onto that, just hold it tight. So the dimensions are 110 by 67. So I'm going to do 112 by 69. Just so that when it's got powder coat on it, the battery will still fit in there. And then we just want some tabs which we're going to fold up. So that's it basically. That'll be the one that will fold up for the. That'll fold up and weld to the frame. Those will be the tabs. We can round off these corners. That should be everything we need. We can cut that out. I think I'll do this out of 4mm. Alright, so that's my little battery tray. I've marked that. I can't get the drill in. I'm just going to drill and tap the frame there. Little bolt in like that. Can't get the drill in. I'll have to take the back wheel out, so I'll drill and tap those when I strip the whole thing down. But yeah, that is the battery mount done. I could have just welded some tabs and had the battery sat on the bottom of there, but I just kind of wanted to have it so it looked like it was sort of floating there. Same as the tank, we've got that mounted so that it's sort of floating above it. Don't know why. So this is going to be my little like extension piece for the gear selector. So I just needed to bring it out, and then it's just a link that will link to the like forward foot peg. So that I'm going to weld onto there. I'm just going to weld it around that top beveled bit so that obviously it can still clamp up tight when you put the bolt in. That welds onto the end of there, and I've drilled and tapped the end of that for the, this will have a rose joint in the bottom of there with a rod which connects to the foot peg at the front, and then it'll just pull as you push the peg. You'll see when it all goes together. Alright, so these are the rest of my foot control pieces. Straight onto there, that bolts directly to the frame now. I've welded a little tab on there, which I'll show you. Made some little things. So these bolt on. This brake gear. This is just a bit of bar, just turned down the end and threaded it. And got some M8 rose joints. That'll connect to the that other little piece I made a minute ago. Okay, so I've welded that little piece onto there. This just bolts directly to that's basically it for the brake. This is a bit loose on here. Once all this is powder coated, I'll skim down the inside of that until that's just a bit of a nicer fit. I don't want to do that until Everything's powder coated. Oh, that one goes off to the brake caliper. That's the feed in, and then there's a little pot. There's a little pot which I'll probably mount up here out the way. That's the brake side done. I'll get a I'll make a custom length like braided hose where you just buy the fittings and you get the little olive things. You can make your own braided lines. I had a few people mentioning about the fact that the caliper doesn't slide forward and back. Normally you would have the caliper sliding with the axle. If you are going to be changing like sprocket sizes and stuff, if you're just adjusting the chain, it only really takes a few millimeters of movement to adjust the slack out of the chain. So I know I'm never going to be changing sprocket sizes on this bike, so there is still obviously a degree of back and forth movement where the full flat of the pad will still be in full contact on the disc, so there's still enough room for adjustment, but yeah, ideally you would want that to slide with the back wheel, but in this application it's not really necessary. So on this side I've got my little extender jobby on there. Jobs are good.